fam, welcome back to another video. Hi, welcome if you're new to the channel. My name is Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. I'm a musician and I coach people on health and well-being and spirituality, and I talk about a whole bunch of subjects on this channel that interest me. So welcome, and welcome back if you're an OG. Thank you so much for being here. Today's is going to be rather short because honestly, I just don't feel it. To share transparently with you guys, I kind of struggle during this time of year. I forget if I mentioned it in my last vlog or whatever, but I lost my dog Rosie a few years ago now, I guess, more than I realized actually. And she was my sole doggo, who any of you who have had doggos, if you know, then you know what that means to a person. And on top of that, I've just really been feeling challenged around my purpose, my relationships with people, trying to understand my connection to people, if the way that I communicate is actually clear, or if I'm being unclear with people and not realizing, like, if you're out there and you're neurodivergent or you're any kind of anything other than neurotypical and you understand what I'm getting at, then yay, because I often feel alone with this. For me personally, just lately it's been feeling like, and I don't know if it's just because now I'm aware of the fact that I am this way or whatever. Regardless, sometimes, not all the time, thankfully, I just feel like in my interpersonal relationships with people, I say things and what they end up taking away. And like I said, this is not just, it's weird. I don't know. It's sporadic people. It doesn't seem to be like any one group of people. And yet, sometimes in my life, there pop up these people who are like, or not even, I shouldn't say people pop up necessarily. There are just times where even people that I love sometimes, suddenly it's like, I'm not making sense. And to be frank with you guys, I'm only talking about it here because I don't understand what the heck is happening. And as I said the other day, an effort for this vlog, to be helpful. I'm hoping that I will eventually figure this out and therefore be able to share what I was going through or whatever am currently going through, which is leading me to experience these strange things, right? Like, I really hope that I'm able to put the pieces together in the future. In this moment, though, I feel like, let me clarify first before I say anything, that I understand on a mental, logical level that some of these statements and things are ridiculous, or that these feelings are on some level ridiculous, right? Still, they're feelings, so we feel them. And so the shortest version of the story, because it's really not like an exciting long story anyhow to tell, is just that I had applied for various different jobs over the last like 10 to 15 years. And long story short, I was never actually ever hired for anything. None of that really matters. The point of the story is this here, that most recently, I was really trying to get hired anywhere. I was like, I don't mind what I'm doing. I just want to be helpful somewhere. And one of the many places that I had applied was the grocery store, and I didn't get accepted there. And the woman there had specifically told me, this is her wording, not mine. She said, well, I'll talk to the manager of such and such a department and he'll be in touch with you like when I'm back. She gave me a date and everything. And I was like, cool. I thought, okay. Unfortunately, they never called me back. And I guess that is just supposed to mean that, oh, you're supposed to take away, duh, obviously you weren't desirable for one reason or another. Now, why do I care about this? Well, on the grand scheme of like what people think about me, yada-de, do I care? No, not really. I don't give a flying hoot what anyone cares about me anymore, because I spent almost 40 years of my life doing that, and it didn't help me to grow or to feel more love and acceptance in my life. So, and now I think I made myself lose my train of thought. the point of it just was that what happened to my self-esteem as a result of getting rejected, if you want to call it that, whatever, from this grocery store job, was that I've just really been struggling. I'm just going to be honest. I'm so tired of censoring myself. And I really am urging myself here, and you, if you're watching this, to really be your authentic selves, because it doesn't serve anybody ever if we're just not speaking our authentic truth, or if we're not saying what we really prefer versus not. Because at the end of the day, it's crazy, what it really kind of just turns into is this big sort of like a lie thing almost. Like, it's not a lie, but you start with like this thread and then it turns into a ball, and it's just this big like hairball that you just want to get out of your system. It's like, anyway. So I'm wondering, like, on one hand, I'm wondering if I'm miscommunicating lots of stuff to lots of people, or if I've always been this way. So anyway, sorry, to circle back to the story, I get a little distracted when my brain likes to go off on all these different things that are relevant, but like it doesn't necessarily keep the story in line. So maybe I'll end up editing this together in a more cohesive way. We'll see. Meanwhile, so the point of the thing with the grocery store was despite the fact that I've been doing a lot of work on myself and really working on my self-worth and feeling that self-worth and being like, yes, I am worthy, I own that shiz. When they didn't follow through, this is probably a me thing, but when they didn't follow through with their word, with saying that they would call, with the things that this woman had said to me, I got really upset. And I was just like thrown into these old feelings of lack of like, why am I never good enough? How is it possible that I am the one unhirable being of the universe? Like, how is that actually possible, humanly possible? Like, I've seen so many people of so many varying abilities get jobs in so many different places. And it was just eroding my self-worth. So I just wanted to kind of chronicle it. I guess that might be a little selfish. I do it for the purpose of learning something from this myself, as well as hopefully someone else watching this. If you relate with this, then perhaps future me and will help not only me, but you. Remains to be seen. Meanwhile, I wanted to bring truth and voice, even though comically I'm kind of losing my voice in the saying of this. I wanted to bring voice to the fact that I'm sort of struggling with my mental health right now, as probably is apparent from the channel titles of videos lately and things. And also that there's no shame in that. And just, I don't know, I guess I just really wonder. I'm curious about other folks' opinions. In fact, feel free to weigh in the comments. Like, I'm just curious if anyone relates to this experience that I have. Here's a funny story about the grocery store job, right? If this gives any context to like how I'm feeling. Enjoy this comedy. So maybe it was like a month after they had, like seriously, a month after they had told me they would call and let me know about a further interview. Whatever. It's a month later. And I walk in there, and I know that this is just like, it's a grocery store, so they do this for everybody because there's always turnover and yada yada. There was this big banner, however. I walked in to get my groceries this day, and I look up to the right, and over, incidentally, this woman's office who had interviewed me, there was this enormous banner, like, I will insert a picture of a similar sized banner, and it said, now hiring. And the words that just filled in my brain at that exact moment were, yeah, now hiring, anyone but you. And I was like, boy, in my head goes, boy, all they need is the little Uncle Sam, like you pointing at you kind of thing, for like, yeah, anybody but you, like, except you, like, no go. I'm laughing about it now. Honestly, though, at the time I was like really, and to tell you the truth, even to some extent now, it still sort of bothers me because I look in there and I'm just like, was I not good enough? Sorry, shockingly not. My phone cut me off for storage, so I'll try and wrap it up quickly. Essentially, the thing is that so now my brain just has the thing that, oh, I'm not good enough for this and that and the other. And so I'm just bringing reality and authenticity to the fact that in this moment, for whatever reason, my brain is just struggling with the fact of like, am I just broken? And logically, like I said, I know that that's not true. And at the same time, I'm really having a moment of just like not understanding what's happening, because on the inside, I've been doing so much work on myself, and I'm very much more conscious of my language that I use these days and things like that. So it's a confusing reflection. And I hope that in future videos, I will have some kind of light to shed on this. For now, though, I just wanted to talk about it and say that if you felt these things before, you're, number one, oh my goodness, not alone. I think people should follow through on their word. And honestly, I feel like if you're in that position and you say to someone that you're interviewing, you're going to call them back for a further interview, or you should at least follow through with letting them know, like, that they're, I know that that's not apparently common. I do think it should be common practice, but it's not. But I feel like at least have the decency and the respect to let the person know that you're not going to be hiring them or whatever. That something came up. Heck, I don't care. Make an excuse if you really are that low, right? But like, just tell the person. So comically is that every time I walk in there now, I feel my stomach go like a little bit, because I'm like, are there no workhouses? Was I not good enough for your store? And it just really plays up on my self-worth. So if you take anything away from my story, it's for goodness sake, please don't take it personally if you're not hired for any particular job. It is not a statement about who you are as a person, what you're capable of. And I'm as much saying this to you as to me, trying to remind myself that we are all enough. We are one of one. Remind myself that I said yesterday, we are one of one. And that if that, for some reason, all of these things didn't work out, that there is a reason for that. And I hope that that will be illuminated. As for my personal relationships, which are extremely like there's like no one really that I talk to about one person a day other than you beautiful humans. And by the way, thank you for listening and being here this long. You know, my interactions with people have been strange. They're either crystal clear and everybody and the person I'm interacting with either clearly understands, or they completely don't understand. And it is the strangest, I don't know the word, but just mirrored effect that I'm seeing in my life. So it's very interesting, and I wanted to just document it here. So apologies that this is a bit of a waffle. I hope there was some value in it. If you do know anyone that this would help, or you would like to share this with, please do. Don't forget to subscribe, because I do post every single day and I often forget to say it. I also have coaching available if you would like. There's an email that is listed here, as well as down in the description below if you want to reach out to me confidentially about anything for coaching and so on and so forth. That's a totally safe space. So have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for tolerating the waffle, and I send you so much love. Believe in yourself and nobody's reflection. In the words of my mentors, what you think of me is none of my business. And take that with you if you would like to, because I find that to be very wise. In other words, no one else's opinion of you matters. What you think of yourself is the only thing that really matters at the end of the day, and you deserve to have the self-worth to believe in yourself. So, long story long, have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you, beautiful cats, in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Bye. If I don't butcher it, in the words of one, just hopefully, but sometimes